What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'm re-uploading this because for some reason YouTube decided they wanted to mute this, which I don't understand because I didn't curse and there's nothing crazy on this whiteboard. They mute the stupidest things. Like, people be out here doing naked yoga, twerking, breastfeeding, all types of stuff, and they don't bother them, but they mute me. But either way, I thought that this was a really important video, okay? I named it How to Make Modern Relationships Work, but this is really how to just make any relationship work at any point in time, all right? These are the keys to happiness. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to have self-love and you'll be able to preserve any relationship, whether it's monogamous or open. So let's go through it. Let's do a breakdown really quick so that you guys understand it. I didn't feel like writing it all back on the whiteboard when I already did it. So I just took a screenshot of what I wrote before. We're just going to go over it, okay? First is single. Everybody needs to learn to be comfortable single. Everybody needs to take the time to understand themselves, understand their personalities, understand their strengths, and understand their weaknesses, okay? It does not matter if you are male, female, LGBTQ, transgender, a kid. It does not matter. Everyone needs to do this. Before you move anywhere else, you need to start with being single, okay? Because when you're single, you get growth, okay? You grow as a person. You grow in your career. You grow physically because you're probably working on yourself, okay? You get freedom. You get the time to do what you really want to do, work wherever you want to work, go wherever you want to go, date whoever you want to date, okay? You need that. I say everybody needs what I call a whole period. And the whole period doesn't necessarily mean you're sleeping with a bunch of people, but you're dating around. You're getting to know yourself, okay? You're getting to know what you can and can't tolerate and things like that. Peace of mind. You don't have to share a space with anyone. Okay, so when you want to just have it quiet and you want to read, you can just have it quiet and you can read. If you want to get a pet, you can just get the pet that you want. It gives you peace, quiet, okay? Self-love. This is where you're really going to learn to love yourself, all right? Flaws and all, your wrinkles, your freckles, your fatness, whatever it is about you that you might not like, okay? You get the time to work on it, to look in the mirror every day. I say everybody should mirror gaze every morning for at least 30 seconds, and that's just when you stand in the mirror completely naked and you just look at yourself, and you accept yourself, and you say positively reinforcing things to yourself, so that way it increases your self-love, okay? And then confidence, all right? Once you know you can take care of yourself, if you had to, once you know you could be happy alone, if you had to, it gets rid of that desperation for a relationship, and your relationship choice will be more about love, happiness, and business instead of just wanting someone around or feeling like you need someone around to take care of yourself, all right? So it's self-based. It's all about you. It's all about getting yourself right, being the best version of yourself, growing spiritually, financially, and just personally, okay? Now, there's two different types of relationships you can have, all right? You can have a monogamous relationship or you can have an open relationship. Most people want a monogamous relationship, so we're going to start there. I know some people are looking at, why do you have a power couple in the open spot? I'm going to explain that. Hang on. But let's do monogamous first, okay? For a monogamous relationship to work, you need understanding, all right? You're going to have to be understanding towards your partner. You're two different people. It doesn't matter how well y'all know each other. Okay, it doesn't matter how well you guys get along. It doesn't matter how much you love each other. You're going to have to be understanding because you're still two different people. And with that understanding comes compromise, all right? You can't have it your way all the time. They can't have it their way all the time, all right? You guys are blending two lives, blending two families together. So there's going to have to be some compromise. You're going to have to take some L's. They're going to have to take some L's. You're going to have to get yourself to a point where you're okay with that. Now, this is a big one. Codependence. You cannot have a successful monogamy with an independent mindset. I repeat, you cannot have a successful monogamy with an independent mindset. The only way monogamy can work is if you're codependent. One of you, preferably both, but at least one of you have to be codependent. This is why so many modern relationships aren't working, because everybody's on like, I don't need no man, I don't need no woman, everybody's going their own way, everybody's doing their own thing, I got my own money, what I need you for. If that's how you really feel, then be in an open relationship or be single. Because a monogamous relationship, okay, you and one person for the rest of your lives, you need to be codependent on each other. There has to be some type of structure, all right? Rather that be you both pay the bills, or one person pays the bills, and one person takes care of the kids in the house, or however you have it structured, you have to be able to swallow your ego and rely on somebody else for something for the relationship to work. Again, it's balance. You cannot have independence in a monogamy. You're supposed to be blending together as one. How the hell can you do that when you're both trying to do your own thing? All right, you have to be codependent. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you decide to be equal. It doesn't matter how you decide to break the rules up, but you have to be codependent for a monogamous relationship to work. All right, religion. All right, again, you're blending as one. Everything's being blended as one. You are not going to usually have a successful monogamous relationship if you guys aren't on the same page about religion. Now, I'm not going to say you necessarily have to have the same religion, but it can't really be extremely different. I don't think a monogamous relationship is going to work, for example, if you're Islamic and your partner is Christian. I don't think that it's too far extreme. If you're Jewish and your partner's a Buddhist, it's too far extreme. Okay, again, monogamy is all about blending two people together to create one. All right, there's not very little separation in the monogamy. All right, so you're gonna have to compromise on religion or get someone who matches up with you in a religious way. All right, monogamy is built around the family. Again, you're gonna have to blend your family with the other person's family. All right, you guys are gonna have to all get along. You're gonna create kids. You're gonna have to have the same family values. You're gonna have to want to raise your kids in the same way, and this is where religion comes back into play. If someone's extreme on one religious side and someone's extreme on the other religious side, you guys are gonna fight over what you want your kids to be in. All right, so the family aspect of it is important. Again, monogamy is all about being able to blend. You need someone you're compatible with to blend, and then of course there have to be love. Okay, monogamy is very love based. Now it still needs to be a little bit of business to it, but a monogamy can't survive without love, because that feeling of love is going to give you that codependency. Love is like a drug. You start to feel a certain way when the person's not around. You start to really miss them, all that stuff. So when you guys allow yourself to be vulnerable and fall in love with one another, it's going to help you with that codependence, because if for no other reason, you're just not going to feel right when that person's not around. So you need to submit to love for a monogamy to work. Now, open relationships, all right? Why do I have power couple as the first thing in the open relationship? Because chances are, if you want to be a power couple, this is what you're going to be. You don't believe me? Look at most celebrity marriages, okay? Or look at most millionaire, billionaire marriages. Most of them are open. We just found out when Bill Gates was with Melinda Gates, Melinda knew that Bill had a side piece. She was completely okay with Bill having a side piece. All right, we just seen the same thing with Aisha Curry and Steph Curry are apparently in an open relationship now. Will and Jada Smith. Listen, I work as a financial advisor. A lot of my clients are into the swinger lifestyle. It's just something, a lot of times when you both have money, you're going to be independent. That codependency is not there. You're going to want to do what you want to do, and you have the means to do it. Because you don't necessarily need someone financially, you're not going to be willing to compromise what you like to do or who you like to do for necessary for a man. So a lot of the times, power couples are going to be open relationships. All right? Now, understand when I say open relationship, it's not all about sex. It's just open in the sense that there's not as much structure in an open relationship as there is in a monogamous relationship, because you guys are not codependent and you're not necessarily blending your lifestyle. This is more of a business decision. That's why you see business as number 2. When people get together in open relationships, it's for business, okay? It's because they want to buy a house. It's because they want to have some kids, and they're looking at each other from a values perspective, all right? This person's going to be able to help me get the kids into the school that I want the kids to be in. This person's going to raise the kids in the manner I want them raised. This person's probably in the same social circles that I'm in, so I don't got to worry about my kids being in the ghetto, or I don't got to worry about my kids being in the trailer park, or whatever the case may be that you want to call it, okay? This person might have the level of education that I want my kids to have access to. They might have the network that I want my kids to have access to, okay? And then this goes back into the family. Whether you're in an open relationship or a monogamous relationship, it's still based upon wanting to form a family 9 out of 10 times. Sometimes people get together and don't have any kids, but the vast majority of times when people get together, they're going to have children. So it's still based around family, but the difference is it's not based around codependency or compromise or understanding. It's a business relationship. Most of the time things are written down on paper. This is when you start to get into prenups and things of that nature, all right? Friendship. Open relationships, a lot of times, you're with someone who's like your best friend. Again, the aspect of wanting to control them, or you should to provide, or you should be with the kids and all that stuff kind of goes out of the window. You're essentially 2 best friends who just happen to come together because it made business sense to create a family, but you still move how you want to move. If she goes to brunch every Sunday and goes out every Saturday, she still does that. If he goes with his boys on like Sunday to watch football or basketball events, or he goes clubbing or whatever the case may be, or he has like mistresses or whatever the case may be, a lot of times you keep that. It's more like a natural friendship a lot of times when you have open relationships than it is like a blending of 2 kindred spirits or one soul. All right. In the open relationship, a lot of the times it allows you to still have that freedom. Like I said, if you go to brunch every single Sunday with your girls, you can still do that. If you like to go shake your ass on Saturdays, you can still go shake your ass on Saturdays. And then, like I said, the same thing with the dude. If you like to go out with your boys, go out and get some drinks, you know what I'm saying? You like to take vacations by yourself, you boys on business trips or whatever the case may be, you can still do that. Open relationships, like I said, are more based upon business, friendship, and coming together to build a family, okay? And this is why I call it power couple, because like I said, a lot of the times, a lot of people with money or a lot of people who will be deemed by society as successful, they find themselves to be in open relationships because the open relationship is more want-based. It's not need-based, okay? You make all these things work, all right? Open relationship was when it's want-based. You want a family, okay? You want to be in a relationship, but you don't necessarily need it. Monogamy is need-based. That's why you need that codependency there, okay? You need to be blended together. You need each other. All right, and that's the biggest difference. The open relationship is for people who want to maintain independence. A monogamous relationship is for people who want to blend things together in a more traditional way. These are the keys to happiness. When you take the time to be single, you realize which relationship will work better for you. There's nothing wrong with either one. Society will tell you that there is, but there isn't. It's all about what works for you. Do you want to maintain your independence and be in a want-based relationship? Or do you want to blend with kindred spirits with somebody and be in a need-based relationship where you guys rely on and need each other to function? It's up to you, but you can make either one work. You just have to take the time to be single to identify which one works for best for you. I am Alex, and I'm out. Peace.